Hey everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're well. I'm calmed down from yesterday's Deep Purple. Well, I just recorded that like 10 minutes ago. But on with this DD, we've got important matters to which we must attend, and that's getting rid of this name, the Sunflower Showdown. I don't know a single person who likes it. I know people that accept it. It's always been that way, and I have never thought it's always been that way is a good way to keep things. That makes sense? Hey, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, leave those comments, turn on the alerts. All that stuff helps us out as we continue to grow this channel. Please, please, please. The Showdown is a lousy name for a football game. It stinks. Nobody outside the state recognizes it as the Sunflower Showdown unless they're told to do so because there's a paid sponsor, a grocery store that I shop at all the time. I got no problem if you're forced to use it, but it's dumb, it's soft, it's sad, it kind of sums up the past of Kansas football when neither team was very good for such a long period of time. And on top of that, you play for the Governor's Cup. Who invited the governor to come to the locker room and leave their cup? I don't want your cup. I want something more cool than a cup. Here's the plan. Last year I talked about changing this to the Battle for John Brown's Rifle. And it could be called that, but I've come up to a more concise way to approach this. I have two proposed names, and they're names that celebrate the history of the state, still tied to John Brown, and everything that went on in establishing the state as a free state. The abolitionists won as the ruffians from Missouri came over and burned Lawrence and did all kinds of horrific terroristic activities to try to influence the state in becoming another slave state, along with Missouri, which wasn't technically one, but functioned as one. All that going on, Kansas said, no, we stand for freedom. We stand for the rights of all mankind, not just the ones that are a certain color. And I appreciate that history. And in fact, KU and K-State were early forebears on lifting the racism in college athletics and inviting African Americans in to play on their teams, even though not everyone in the conference wanted that. Kansas stood tall. This should be the Abolition Bowl, or at least the Bleeding Kansas Bowl, which is what that time period was known as. It should be one of those things. And we don't need a Governor's Cup. We need a replica of that John Brown rifle in that famous painting that hangs in the State House here in Kansas, of him holding up his rifle, fighting for freedom. John Brown might have been insane, but he was nuts on the right side of history. And having a replica of that rifle hanging up in your locker room will mean more than just you won the game. It means you understand what Kansas's history is about. This state was right when it came to slavery, and we should celebrate it every Saturday when these two teams play in November or October, whatever it is. The Abolition Bowl. Let's make this happen. It is the right things to do, just like it was the right thing to do to be a free state. That's the Kansas history, and I think it needs to be embraced.